Hello, I'm Christine. Welcome to Book Talk. Today we are discussing Beautiful Chaos by Garcia and Margaret Stohl. Beautiful Chaos is the third book in their Beautiful Creatures series. If you haven't read any of these books yet and you want to know what it's about, check out my Beautiful Darkness book talk and I kind of explain the whole concept there. I think they're worth the read. Beautiful Chaos has been my favorite of the trilogy so far, so I'd say definitely hit this one up if you read up to Beautiful Darkness, because why not? The rest of this is going to be full of spoilers, because we're going to talk about this. We're going to discuss it. So if you haven't read it yet, go back, read it, and then come here so we could discuss it together. So people who haven't read the book, leave! I'm telling you, leave. I'm going to spoil right off the bat, okay? But for now, I'm going to start off with the end of this book. Just even now, I'm getting upset talking about it. I finished this last night at like 2:15, 2:10 in the morning. By the end, we know it's coming. I didn't get upset then when he realized he was the one. I'm all good. It's fine. Fooling myself into thinking I didn't give a shit if Ethan wanted to sacrifice himself. Then Ethan starts going around saying goodbyes. First he goes to Link, and I'm still fine. I'm all good. Then Link says that thing about the Twinkie. Remember that day on the bus when I gave you that Twinkie that had fallen on the floor and we became friends? He's like, it didn't fall on the floor. I am crying right now. It hasn't been long enough for me to process my feelings for this book. Once I started, I couldn't stop for the life of me. It got to the point where like I couldn't breathe because my nose was stuffed up. I was hysterical. This book! Were you guys? I was struggling not to make noise. Everyone's freaking asleep and I'm sitting at the table dying with this book. Then we have the Lena seed. I couldn't control myself. I thought I didn't really care. I'm still not in love with the series. I like it. It's a nice read. I'm not in love with it. But man, the feelings. I mean, she's not in her room and he takes that fucking Sharpie. He writes on the wall, right where she wrote on the wall. Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm still crying about it. It was so moving. Then it gets worse because then we go to the field where they first found the locket and Lena's lying there just as hysterical as I am. I don't know who's more hysterical. And we remember about Beautiful Creatures, how he wanted to leave and travel the world and all these places from books that he wanted to visit. And he never even got to fucking leave Gatlin. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much, but this is so emotional. And he gave her the map and said, can you do it for me? Then, to top it all off, he goes to the tower and Emma, she was like, not my boy, and she was climbing up the stairs and they had to hold her back. Seriously? I'm reading the end. Hysterical. Then we've got this fucking poem of him falling. It's not gonna end with him falling off the tower. Turn the page, all I see is this fucking Shel Silverstein crap the whole way down. I was only thinking one thing, Lena. And then there's nothing else. There's no other pages in the book. How can you end a book like that? That is literally a cliffhanger, and I don't remember if they talked about it in Beautiful Chaos, if that was where they were discussing that guy who invented the cliffhanger. Was that in this series? I don't think I've ever been this emotional. I don't think I've ever been racking with sobs. I've never had my main character sacrifice himself, and then that's the end. Like, I expected some resolving, some miracle. I don't know if there's gonna be a miracle and Ethan's gonna come back to life or someone else is gonna narrate the next one or if he's gonna be a ghost or any shit, but I expected to get a hint of it in the book. And there was none. I closed it, I was like, what is this book? What was that? What was that? Okay, I'm gonna calm down now and we can discuss this like rational humans. Emma in this book, I felt so bad for her. We get vision flashbacks from Seraphine's POV. That was the first time I cried in this book. It wasn't like the end. It wasn't like I couldn't control myself, but tears were rolling down my cheeks and I felt so bad for her. It was really nice to get some backstory on her character. I loved it. Learning about her dad, John, the caster. I really wonder what kind of caster he was and if he was maybe able to escape and we just don't know yet. And I tried to hold out hope that maybe Seraphine had that little sliver in her that was still working to protect Lena, but it's been so long since she's tried to feel. I don't feel bad though, because she tried to kill her so many times that it's ridiculous. I feel a little bad. Okay, I feel bad, but it had to happen. We couldn't let her live. The thing about their world is that I feel like there's no rules on the magic. Earthquakes and vexes and people just being possessed. We thought that people could be possessed by casters. Seraphine possessed Link's mom in the first book. So I assume that that's the thing that casters do, because we don't really get rules, but we get those things, so we take them as rules. Automatically, when Mrs. English has suspicious actions, I'm thinking, oh, Seraphine, that's who it is. Ethan never even questioned it. Why wouldn't you even think maybe Seraphine is in Mrs. English? And then Mrs. English turns out to be Lilim, the wheel of fate. They could just bring her, I don't know, it was confusing. That's what bothers me about these books. There's no limit. There's no rules. That's what it makes me uncomfortable. Ethan is suddenly in this place of Lilim, and he's all of a sudden in the keep, and he's all of a sudden just in all these places that just I feel like are made up out of thin air. But I mean, don't get me wrong, the characters are fantastic and that's what gets you through the series. That is what carries it. That is what makes you feel. Then there's this other point that I think Ethan sounds like an idiot. I don't know why he never questioned that John Breed would be the one of two. This whole one of two obsession, it's so obvious that it's either John Breed or Ethan. John Breed. First of all, we know John Breed is involved. For some reason, you can't put together that maybe John Breed is the one that needs to sacrifice himself until the very end. Oh, could it be him? I hate how he never tells anyone anything that happens. He'll open that door to the keep, remember the Tempora Porta or whatever. And Liv's like, how'd you do that? He's like, I don't know. You do know. You were like, I am the wayward, let me in, and it let you in. Why can't you just say that? Why can't you just tell people things? He's losing his memories and he never tells anyone. Liv gets a love interest here, which is really nice. I really love her character. I wish we saw more of her because we really didn't see enough. I feel like I want to see from her POV. I just want her to be the narrator. That whole Marion ordeal was so upsetting. She's another one of my favorite characters, and I just found out that she's not gonna be in the films. Did you guys know that? Amma is gonna be the keeper. That's okay for beautiful creatures, but she's a huge character in the scope of things. Amma can't be both Marion and Amma in this book. She can't be the keeper that's dying and the mother figure that is desperately trying to save Ethan at the same time. And also, I just love Marion as an independent character. They're two separate purposes in the books. So, that's upsetting. When they took Marion out with her shaved head, it just reminded me a lot of V for Vendetta. I was just picturing Natalie Portman. Ethan's dreaming by himself. They're just really creepy. He was dying in a dream and then he wakes up with his sheets all bloody. And he's not a girl, so it's not his period. He didn't tell anyone. And he doesn't tell anyone. Like, you're bleeding in your sleep and you don't tell anyone. We get this reveal that Ethan is forgetting things and writing with his other hand, which was super creepy, is because his soul is split. So it took a whole book to start feeling the effects of this split, I guess. Got that voodoo guy, and I don't even know. It's like another one of those, where are the rules? Now let's talk about Ridley. Fucking Ridley, I can't even, I liked her, and now I'm to the point, I'm done. That was the final straw. Going back and getting your eyes changed again. Link, flat out, emptied his heart to her. Ridley just walks away. Now that we know about Seraphine and how she progressed, I feel like she'll just get darker and darker and darker. Macon is awesome now. I love Macon the caster. And John Breed, we learned that he's actually Peter Petrelli from Heroes, basically. Pre-season 3 Peter. I like that he doesn't have Macon's yet, because Macon is really powerful. What kind of caster is he? Aunt Prue gets in country care. Every scene in Country Care I just found so weird. When Aunt Prue dies, that was the most confusing scene to read. Were you confused? I didn't know if it was a dream or not. I don't know how he got there because Amma drove there and they don't have that many cars. I just really didn't like the way that was written. I don't even know what to say about this book now. What is Ethan now? Is he dead? Is Ethan dead? Don't tell me. Then the next book would just be Lena being emo, and the dad is just gonna go insane again. And oh my god, the last page of this says fucking 19 moons. Are you kidding me? Is that like a joke? What? Are they gonna bring him back on the 19th moon? What moon is the 19th moon? What is the rule about the moons? Because John Breed doesn't have a moon. That was just like an 18th birthday thing. I don't know, man. I really don't want to see from Lena's POV. She's gonna be so freaking annoying. I mean, she was a little better in this book. Granted, not that much towards the beginning. If we're gonna go into another POV, I really hope it's Liv's. I feel really bad for Ethan's family if he's dead. He can't be though. He's gotta come back. I feel like he's either gonna be a ghost or the 19th moon is gonna be their chance to bring him back to life. Or maybe he sacrificed. Lilim's like, oh, you sacrificed yourself. It was a test and now you get to live. Or maybe this is how he binds his soul back together. Maybe. Let me know what you thought. Please tell me you cried as hard as I did. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!